So first of all, you're going to need the Babyliss Pro or something equivalent to this. Something that is easy to use and isn't too big or thick, just because you want the curls to be quite tight for this. Get yourself some texturizing spray. I love the Fudge texture spray. This just creates a lot of volume and texture in the hair. It also takes away that just washed feeling. So don't ever get your clients to have greasy or unwashed hair ready for putting up. Just always make sure that the hair is completely clean and bone dry, and then you can add some of this and that just takes away that just washed feeling. A pintail comb with just something like this, really, just to back comb the hair if you need to. A pintail comb just to get those really clean sections. I love to use these clips for holding the sections up. I love this ball bristle brush, and it's just to really get a nice smooth finish on the hair. Also is really good for popping your hairspray onto the brush. That's why mine's a little bit worn now. I've had this for about 15 years and you can start to tell. But yeah, so it's really good for creating a little bit of shine in the hair, getting it really nice and smooth. And just because it's ball bristle as well, it's really nice in the hair as well. It doesn't snag the hair or feel too rough going through the hair. Plenty of these, some curvy grips or bobby pins, some people like to call them. I have them in black and then the blonde as well, just so you've got a colour for each kind of colour hair. It doesn't really matter, it's not the end of the world if you haven't got the right colour. It just so we always make sure that we can't see the pins anyway. It's just really for client confidence, really, and knowing that they are the right colour for the hair. We've got the double prong curl clips as well. So what these do is help the hair be able to, when you're pinning it up, these are just really easy to get in and out of the hair, and they just hold the hair in place perfectly for when we're curling and setting. Lastly, we need plenty of these as well, the clear bands as well. Again, some people use the black and clear. I've got absolutely millions of these, which are really good for keeping the hair in place, and they are snag free as well. So really good for holding the hair in place. And let's get into it. Also as well, I really like industrial hairspray. It's quite a light hold really, and it doesn't smell too much. Never really use anything that can be highly strong in smell, just because when you're spraying a lot of it in a room, it can get quite overpowering as well. Always make sure as well that none of your clients have asthma or anything like that. If they have, then just make sure that you're in a bit more of a well ventilated area. Make sure that they're taking regular kind of breaks out of the room if it gets a little bit too much. But as I say, this is really nice. It doesn't give you what I call a hairspray headache, which is what I've had after using a lot of sprays, especially after doing like a big wedding party in quite a confined space. So I really like this, as it's really nice and light, and obviously there's plenty of it. One tip as well for doing weddings: always make sure that you have 2 hairsprays at least on the go, just because if you've just got one, I did a wedding quite a while ago, to be fair, but I've learnt my lesson that this nozzle, as you can see, it can get a little bit kind of jammed full of product, and what happened was that it actually stopped working. It kind of jammed like that, wouldn't spray. Thank God I already had a little kind of other hairspray with me, so it wasn't the end of the world. But obviously it's just taught me a lesson that just always make sure that you've got at least 2 hairsprays on the go. With bobby pins as well, just always make sure you've got kind of double really of most things, just in case something happens, something kind of falls out. But yeah. So once you've brushed through the hair and got it all nice and smooth, I want you to take small sections and then just kind of spray this in right at the root. Just don't do too much of it, you only need a little bit. It's literally, as I say, just to take that just wash feeling out, and then just put a little bit through the crown and around here as well. So now you want to be using your pintail comb, and you want to be taking a rectangular section across the top of the hair, so it's like an oblong shape, all the way to the back of the crown. So you've got these coming down here. So we're going to take the section from this bit all the way to the back of the ear as well. I want you to pile this up and leave this out of the way. So you're taking this section here, and this is separate to this. Then with this section, you're going to be splitting this in half. Clipping that up out of the way. So then you've just got this section here. Always making sure that your sections are really, really nice and neat. So making sure now that this is on, I want you to glide this along the hair. Start to curl that hair. So you're getting the right at the end of that hair in, and then I want you to work the hair all the way up. Always keep the wand moving as well. Never ever leave it on the hair for very long at a time. I always kind of stroke the hair like this as well, just to make sure that that heat is getting through. Once you can start to feel the heat through the whole of the hair, then you know that you've curled it enough. So just make sure that you're stroking the hair, just to make sure that it's getting all the way through to the hair. And then instead of pulling the hair out, I want you to pull this so it opens very slightly. You grab your nail and then you work your clip in like this. For thicker hair, you probably are going to need two, just to make sure that that is nice and secure. So with this bit, I like you to make sure that you're lifting the hair up, making sure the ends of that hair is always tucked in nicely and that you're not squashing the end of that hair, just because you'll damage your hair by doing that, and you will make it go frizzy as well. So you're working all the way down to the root again, always making sure that this bit is nice and lifted and that you're not too close to the scalp here. If you're in doubt, just make sure that you put your fingers in and you can't feel how hot it is, because you don't want to be burning anybody's head. And then we're going to now do the same on this side. So again, I want you to smooth across the hair. Again, I want you to stroke the hair, make sure that this is getting nice and warm, making sure that the heat is definitely coming through the hair, but without burning the hair. If you feel like there might be any kind of steam coming off, there's obviously not here, but if there ever is, it might mean that the hair has not been washed properly. If there is still product in the hair, it's actually the product in the hair that starts to kind of steam off the hair. So just make sure that if it does start to do that and you feel like there is still product in the hair, then you do need to get your clients who either wash their own hair again, or you need to be washing it for them and making sure again that it is completely dry. Obviously this just adds a lot of time onto your wedding, especially if you're doing a big group of people, but it's better to take a little bit longer rather than somebody's getting a complaint because the hair has fallen out or it's gone too heavy, because if there is product in the hair, you're not going to get the best hair up at all. So I want you again to work across the hair. And then work all the way up, elevating the hair nicely so you're creating that little bit of volume. Making sure that you pinch the hair. If while you're building your confidence while you do this as well, you can wear a heat resistant glove just to protect your hands. It is always quite good as well to have long nails as well. A lot of people say, oh God, how do you do things with nails that long? It actually really helps me because you can kind of claw away. Next, I want you to treat the back as separate. So you section it like this. And then I want you to treat these as 3 individual sections. This just depends on how thick the hair is and how much the lady's got. On this I will have to do it into 3 sections, but some people, if they've got a smaller head, you only have to do 2 sections. So again, you're lifting the hair. So you're working through each section. That's what I love about this Fabulous Pro, is that it's got this bit at the end as well that you can hold on to, which makes it a lot easier. Again, making sure that you're about 1 inch away from the scalp and that you're lifting it up. Never ever be dragging it down like that. You need to be lifting it all the way out. You're working your way up to the next section and doing the exact same as the lower section. Now onto this section. I usually just do this in the 2 sections. Next up, we've got this section here. So we are going to work across the top in smaller sections. So you've got this section here that you're working upwards with the hair. This next section, you're working your way across the head, so it's like this, and you're working directly upwards on the hair, so you're not pulling it back, you're literally going upwards to be able to create that volume. So as you can see, we're creating that volume right at the root. We're not getting too close to the scalp at all, and we're really holding that wand quite taut, not pulling it, but we do need to obviously keep it upright. And then we are doing exactly what we've done on every other single pin curl, and we are working it in. For this front bit, I usually do this forward and coming towards the face rather than going back. If your client has quite a strong parting, then it's usually wise to work from the parting. So if, say, your client's parting's usually there, I would usually do this bit separate and do it like this, just so then you're not battling to try and get it so that it's so that you're getting that volume in there as well. So I'm going to go on the proviso that my client's parting is there, and then we are going to work our way and curl the hair from that parting. I just want to mention as well that coming up from this way, you really want to make sure that none of this hot air falls onto the face at all. So obviously, as you can imagine, it's quite hot, so you don't want that then flopping onto somebody's face. So just always make sure that you're keeping it well out of the way. So this is going to create the volume on this side, and then that creates a really nice kind of flip going over. You can use a Velcro roller for this as well, especially if you are blow drying and using the same technique. That's really nice as well, because you get that really kind of whipped look at the front, and you're creating, again, that volume. Volume is what most clients want. It's something that they struggle to find and get themselves. So it's nice to be able to know exactly what is going to achieve that as well. So that is how you do the perfect curl and set. And then this, when you dress it all out, that will create a really nice foundation for a great hair up. So as you're going through each section, I'm going to use some of this styling clay. What this does is just keep the hair nice and smooth, but it still keeps a little bit of roughness to it at the same time. So it doesn't make it go too flat or anything like that. So each section I like to just go through and just keep that nice and smooth. So from here you want to use this original parting that you used, and this is what how you're going to put the hair up. So this bit goes separate, so you're going to create some volume in here. As you can see, we've already created loads of volume going throughout the crown. So we're going to work this parting from here as well. And then this bit is all going to come back into what we're going to make into a textured pony. So this is what you want to be aiming to. So from the front it looks like this, and then you're just going to work this and pull this accordingly to how they want it and how textured you can get it. If the hair is super thick like this hair, I'm going to use 2 or 3 of these bands. So you're going to kind of work it just like putting in a normal ponytail. It doesn't need to be super neat at the moment. It just needs to be really secure and obviously in the right positioning. So as you can see already, we're getting a really good shape to this now. Always look at it from the side as well to kind of measure how it's going to look in total. So as I say, it doesn't need to be super neat to start with. It just needs to be so that it's comfortable and secure. Always make sure that this pony as well feels comfortable for the client. So always just make sure that you say to them, does that feel okay for you? And just always double check, because I think sometimes when people do it too tight, it can actually get really uncomfortable. So step by step here, you just want to make sure that you're adding a little bit of hairspray just to get any of those little flyaway bits. Obviously this is a mannequin, so the texture of the hair is completely different to natural hair. Sometimes with these mannequins it can make them, it can kind of work for you, and the fact that it's really thick hair, it's quite coarse hair, so it makes it easier to put up, but then obviously it doesn't behave the way normal hair does behave sometimes, but yeah, usually this is kind of roughly how it looks even on a person. Don't worry about this being super smooth or anything, because this is going to be individually curled into the hair to make a really nice elegant bridal bun. So this is where you're going to want to get your bobby pins ready, and we're going to start by taking little bits of the ponytail, and we're going to comb each one, because as you can see it has gone a little bit on the frizzy side, but most hair wouldn't actually do this. It is just because, as I say, it is mannequin hair, but we can still work with it. So what we're going to do is we are going to work it in, and we're going to make loops like this, and then we're going to pin them in. So as you can see, we're going to pin it in right there as well. So we're going to get the bobby pins and we're going to work it into the hair like this. So it should just look like little loops like this. And this is where you can get really creative as well, and you can start to work it in so that you're kind of designing how it's going to look. So as you can see now, we're starting to shape it up a little bit. One word of advice even at this point would be to not do it all here at the top, and actually, because these bits are going to kind of come sweeping round and we're going to work that onto the top anyway, so what you really need to be doing is working from here and then kind of down the sides and underneath to create that kind of texture and that little bit of a curl. So you've got these little bits here, so we're going to work that in there. This is where you would put the pin in. So we're going to work this around the side here. So as you can see, I'm just getting really creative, and I'm just kind of curling those bits in and then just pinning them really where I feel like it looks good. So the way that you have to see this as well is that you're building a foundation for the hair up to last. So everything's separate. This section is separate, the side's separate, and obviously this back bit as well. As you work in each section, I just work to keep this really nice and smooth. So I'm just applying a little bit of smoothing product just to get it really nice and smooth. And then obviously, because it's been curled and set, it really nicely works in. It almost does most of the work for you. So again, I'm working a little bit of product into each piece of hair just to keep it nice and smooth and nice and textured as well. So the bits look like individual bits rather than just one big mess at the front. So you can make this as tight or as loose as what you like, really. You could just have like bits kind of coming down like this, it depends. But it usually goes off what picture they've originally sent to you. And usually it's all about the consultation. Sometimes people like to have little bits kind of coming down, quite long even. Something like that, but usually people do want it kind of up and out of their way, so that's how I'm going to base it. So you can really see how this is starting to shape up now. Obviously this mannequin has got quite a lot of hair. Sometimes it might look a little bit shorter, a bit smaller than this, but obviously with a lot of hair, it does look better. The positioning of this as well is really important because you want it so that it's kind of coming a little bit lower for now, because as I say, this bit here is going to get wrapped, so we're going to move it upwards so it will look a lot more balanced once it's done. So just be always thinking about that as well once you're working with a client. Just make sure that the right height feels okay for them, and always be checking in the mirror as well in front of you to make sure how it's looking from the front as well. Some people like to have it so high that they can see the hair from the front as well, so just make sure it's all about your consultation. But obviously part of this course as well, I'm going to be going through exactly how to do a proper consultation so that you're getting everything right and that it's not too late by the time someone says something. So it's just making sure that the art of a consultation is literally everything to hair and makeup. The next section we're going to work on is this top middle bit. So obviously we just release that, and then because this has been curled and set as well, it's really easy and nice to be able to get that volume in there. It's almost effortless. You shouldn't really have to do a lot of back combing at this point, but just obviously it's just making sure that it's looking textured, it's looking smooth still. So we just wanted to make sure that we're in position before we've even pinned anything up. You can see now how it's looking from further away. I just wanted to point out the positioning again and just make sure that you're happy with the positioning and that your client is as well, making sure that you can't see any pins coming through, and that is the art of a great curl and set, is that you don't need to use as many pins to get it nice and secure. So here we're going to just keep working, and usually sometimes you might need to do a little bit of back comb here. It depends what the hair's like, and again it depends how much they like it like that as well. So this is how I would usually do it at this centre bit here. So it's usually like this. We secure it there in the middle, and then we work this, smooth that out, and then work that into the rest of the hair as well. As you can see, this is shaping up really nice as well. So we've got nice secure there. There's a really nice secure bobble in the middle of all that. This is all pinned individually as well, so it's not like the whole thing is ever gonna fall out at all, which makes it even more secure. And then these bits, what I'm gonna do is from the sides, I'm gonna leave a little bit out at the top. I'm gonna leave a little bit of the fringe bit out. Usually that is shorter on most people, but we're just gonna leave it out anyway. And then with these bits, what I'm gonna do is I am going to twist them, and I'm gonna kind of do it so that they're quite piecey. So what I'm gonna do is use some of my clay smoother just to get that really nice and smooth. So working through each individual piece. As I say, it's always easier to work on coarser hair than it is for super fine hair. So what I'm going to do is start to twist this round now. And as you can see with the twist, obviously you don't do it too tight, but you just kind of twist it round towards the back here. and then blend this in. So what you get is like this really loose textured look along that side, and then you can push it to make sure that you're getting that volume in there as well. So then you secure that here at the back as well. So now, as you can see, we've left this bit hanging out because I just want to leave that just for now. And then I'm going to get this second bit again. I'm going to put some texturizing clay in there just to keep it nice and smooth. So as you can see, because we've done that really good curling set, it just stands you in such good stead, and it just makes the hair really, really manipulative. So you can then work the hair into really any shape you really want, and obviously what the client wants. So what I'm going to do there is pin it like this, and then what we're going to do is shuffle it through just to make sure that that's really nice and textured. So here we have, we're just going to lift it up like this. And push the pin down. So what a difference that's made now. So these bits now that are hanging out, I've left them out intentionally. I'm going to keep them again nice and smooth. You wouldn't have to do this as much on human hair, to be honest. It's just because it's mannequin hair, it behaves just a little bit different, but you can pin these up exactly how you would want. I'm going to pop mine in like that, and then the second one I'm going to put in like this, so it's just creating a really nice gorgeous swirl. And then how to secure that down, you just kind of flatten it just a little bit, just open the pin and just slide it in, and then what that does is just creates that really nice kind of soft swirl in there, but obviously you can't see the pin, and then the rest of that you can start to manipulate. So yeah, gorgeous. So at this point now, you would just double check that everything was okay. You double check that your client's happy, everything feels nice and secure, nothing's digging in. You're just making sure that this is nice and elevated. What does it look like from the front? Obviously, we're just going to ignore this bit for now, but you can see that I've nicely sprayed it as well. So this is all of a sudden really nice and secure. So we're going to work through to the other side now. Usually people have less hair on one side of the head, so it might not be as much on this side. Yeah, I'm going to just do this as one big section and then this bit separate. So what I would usually do is grab some from the front that they want to keep down. Usually people do want to keep stuff down, depending on whether they've got a side fringe or kind of bangs or just something. So usually I'm going to keep that out. I'm going to treat this exactly the same as the other side and smooth it out here. What I've been doing is spraying that, putting some smoothing clay on, and then working it through with my ball bristle brush as well, just to make sure that we're not making it more frizzy. So as you can see now, I am working this like I did the other side, just elevating it up, really lightly twisting it, and then just securing it in place. So what I usually do is put it in with one of these clips, just to make sure before you start pinning it all in, making sure that it looks right, that the client is happy with it, and that the balance of the hair up is working. So I'm thinking that the volume of that works really, really well, and that the balance of it looks really nice. This is working really well, and obviously we'll just defrizz that and make sure that that's pinned in properly. Also as well, don't be afraid to go back through and curl things if it's not quite working. This bit wasn't quite playing ball in the fact that it was just a little bit straight on those ends, so don't ever be afraid of kind of going back through, recurling bits and making sure. Just always make sure that you are communicating with your client, that you're making sure that she's completely happy, showing her, assuring her that you're building the fact that you're building the foundations of the hair, which makes it last. And then with that, you're going to build like their confidence in you, with like, you know what you're doing and there's a reason why you're doing everything that you're doing. And because I feel like sometimes if you go completely silent, it kind of translates as, oh, she doesn't really know what she's doing and stuff. So just make sure that you are communicating with her. Oh, that's better. Yes, I'm going to go now and pin that place in properly. This is where you use your creativity. You kind of go through, you see what works, replace it. Because it has been curled and set really well, as I say, you'll find it really easy for the hair to just kind of sit and do exactly what you want it to do. So you can see already that that's working really well, and you shouldn't really have to put a lot of pins in or a lot of hairspray. But I think when somewhat people overuse hairspray, it can actually go against you and end up making the hair really frizzy. So you just need to make sure that you're not overspraying and that you're not spraying too close either. So just always making sure that you're opening the pins with your hands. I wouldn't open them with your teeth. I know a lot of people do, but for me, I just feel like it just doesn't look professional. Because I feel like silently clients are thinking she's just put that in her mouth and now it's going in my hair. I feel like it's a bit of an ick, to be honest. So I just like to, even though it takes a little bit longer to do it with your hands, I do feel like it's overall better, and it's just a better habit to get into as well. So now we've just got this top bit, I'm going to re-smooth over this and then pin it into place as I like. And then with this, don't ever be afraid as well to shuffle through the scalp and make sure that it is sitting right. So just kind of run your fingers. Again, the long nails really come in handy to be able to kind of get that hair and kind of zhuzh it up a little bit, because most people really do like that texture rather than it being super neat. So then this is how it's looking from the front, which is just really lovely, really textured, nice little bit of volume. As I say, these would never usually be as long as this. Usually they'd kind of be to around about here, but I'm just going to keep them nice and long. And then sometimes people like to have them loosely pinned up like this as well. So this is the finished result here. As you can see, it looks really nice and secure. Could have been a little bit smoother if I had overloaded the hair a little bit more. And obviously when you're working on wig block hair, it is a completely different texture because it's so chemically treated. So it naturally is that little bit coarser. But yeah, with a nice bridal accessory in there as well, it would look really complete. But the main thing is the technique and the building of the hair, and just showing exactly how a proper hair up is built to last. I've actually got a reel that I actually chucked this wig block out of my apartment window. It's quite funny if you check that out. It just shows how sustainable the hairstyle actually is, and that it will actually survive falling out of a 7th floor apartment. So it's just a bit of a joke reel that I did, and I'll link that below as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe and like, and let me know if you want any more specific content doing regarding hair and makeup. See you in the next one.